going on, ladies and gentlemen? Here we are with another Walking Dead reaction. We are at episode 6 now, so 2 more episodes for really this year, because the next of it, of course, comes back next year. So, this is going to be like everything after Rick disappears, and we've got a big time jump, so there's definitely going to be some stories that have already unfolded that we are just walking into. That's how it works. You're coming right in halfway through some things that are going on. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they play this out. Very excited for it though. I do want to see what the next step is for The Walking Dead. So ladies and gentlemen, Season 9, Episode 6. This is, of course, just a reaction. And,
Millers follow a simple recipe to make great
go ahead and kill the commercials. So while we've got commercials at the beginning here, we know Judith is here. We know we've got the Whisperers, and Daryl looked like he just walked away, honestly. Michonne was obviously really torn up. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens here. This is recapping last episode. Showing everybody crying after the bridge blows.
Judith Grimes.
Judith isn't really a Grimes.
I know you're here. I'm still here too. Maybe you need that.
Starting out right away with Michonne.
But it hasn't gotten any easier. The sun keeps rising. Days keep passing. World keeps spinning. Time, it just keeps moving forward.
Alright, so we see Daryl.
Months, even years, go by. While you try to make sense of it all.
Nice. Daryl speared a fish and a zombie popped out of the water and he breaks a stick and like spears him in the head. Uh-oh. Carol and Ezekiel in the same bed.
Try to find where you belong. Try to look ahead to a better future. But the truth is, the path ahead has only grown darker. It's harder to see.
Denai Guerrera going into a, looks like a van.
So lost. So alone. So desperate for something, anything that might show you the way.
I actually like how they're doing the monologue over like scenes of everybody years later.
After all this time, surrounded by darkness, there are still flashes of light.
She finds a
Tiny beacons and
tiny statue of a cop,
calling to us.
like an old Western style, like Rick.
It's not enough to light the way ahead, but it's enough to keep going.
Excuse me. Don't you hate when you like swallow nothing?
Keep trying. Keep fighting.
So it looks like Daryl's kind of on his own right now. Like he's just completely away from everybody. Carol's got her hair really long.
So that's what I do. Every second of every day. For you. For us. I haven't given up. And I never will.
You can tell it's coming up to the music. Oh, maybe not. She was at the bridge where Rick got blown up. Yep, there we go. So, okay. So during the monologue, they're showing Daryl. He's off in the woods. He's by himself. You know, he's always been kind of a loner type anyway. And there was like this one scene where he runs into a zombie that's like literally the tree has grown around his arm somehow. I don't know how that would work. But like a bird comes and picks a worm off of his body and takes it to some little baby birds, so he leaves it alone. You got Carol, who's definitely grown her hair out a lot. Apparently her and Ezekiel have gotten much more serious. They're living together, sleeping together. So that's interesting. It looks like she's kind of overseeing some of the inner workings of the kingdom. You've got Denai, you know, Michonne's character looks like she's just kind of struggling. It didn't really show anything about what she's doing, really. One thing I did like is she finds this van, and the van's just covered in overgrowth, so it looks like, you know, nature's taking back over just like it would. So I'm really happy that they're adding that touch to it. But she, you know, she finds that toy of the like old Western style cop. Clearly reminds her of Rick, and then she puts that little toy in a pouch. So, you know, it looks like even 5-6 years later, she's still struggling with like what happened with Rick. There's really no closure to it. And I mean, really, that's how it would be. I mean, you know, somebody just disappears. You don't really know that they're dead, honestly, because they did kind of leave it like that. You saw the bridge explode. You didn't see anything that happened to Rick. You didn't find a body. So it kind of makes sense. It kind of, you know, I think they're going the right direction with that. And I will say, even though it's not necessarily what I'm used to with, I think, really any other season that they've had, it is good at building story. Now, I hope that building goes somewhere very specific and that there's a very dramatic moment in this. But so far, it does kind of get you invested in everybody again. You know, it kind of reestablishes things.
Jude! Jude!
Alright, so we're just coming back.
Jude!
I'm here!
Are you okay?
I heard them calling. They needed our help.
You got Rosita and a couple of the community members. Just found Judith and the newcomers.
We owe our lives in this crime scene.
They still need our help.
We can't know that.
Click.
Hey, I dabbled in the culinary arts once upon a time ago, and Yeah, with a little bit of help, I can help whip this buck into a mighty fine ossobuco stew. We make stew. More mileage for the masses.
Yeah, more of you.
Way more. With flaws and...
Eugene got a hair really grown out himself.
Incoming!
One girl looks like she's deaf and dumb. She's using a lot of sign language. Looks like Eugene's got some nuts now. He's taking care of a bunch of walkers.
They need food and water and medicine. If they don't go, I don't go.
That's cool. Judith standing up and doing the right thing, even though she's like 11. So now we're back in the kingdom.
Is there any part of this place that's not falling apart?
A loyalty to you, my queen.
Jerry.
Married to the king, mother to the prince. You have to accept it at some point.
If I haven't after all these years, it's probably not going to happen.
Oh, no.
So Jerry and Carol. Oh, a pipe blew in one of their plants. A water pipe.
Henry! Get out of here.
Not going anywhere, dude.
Someone in the tape? You hold our rep. Jerry, how are we doing?
In the clear. Nice work, dude. Is everyone all right?
Another pipe went, and we fixed it.
These meager provisions. Well done, my boy.
Dad, we're holding things together with plastic and tape.
But we are holding things together.
We need better tools. Someone who's trained to use them.
Henry, we've discussed it.
No, you've discussed it. I'll be late for supper. Don't wait for me.
And I appreciate your passion and your honesty. But you had best watch your tone, son.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Okay. So, Henry is the adopted kid now of Ezekiel and Carol. Kind of makes sense given the circumstances.
He's not wrong. This place is getting older. He's getting older.
I know. But surely there are others who gladly train with Earl Sutton of Hilltop, assuming he's not retired by now.
Figure it out. This is his home. He wants to fix it.
But the fair's right around the corner. We need him here.
You need him here. And after the fair, you'll need him for something else. And then something else after that. You'll always need him.
I just... I want him safe. Hilltop feels so distant. More distant than it's ever been. Hasn't been the same since.
I know. Sometimes you have to let the cracks happen to let the light in.
Again, I feel the need to remind you that what we are doing is
Nice.
a direct and flagrant violation of the current security protocols.
Yeah, we know. Come on.
So they're bringing the newcomers to Alexandria for the first time.
Can't be
worse than Jones Springs.
Just like John Springs could be worse than Coalport.
Oh, God. Coalport was a fossilized city of shit.
You'll be safe here. I promise.
I really like how they're really making Judah the central focal point here. I think that's going to be really important now that Carl's out of the picture and they killed him off, and I disagree with what they did there. But this seems like a sensible replacement.
Holy shit.
This is Alexandria. This is home.
So they're all kind of like staring around in amazement. It's cool because they're showing them growing like agriculture and construction and stuff. You know, they're rebuilding civilization.
Tracy, stay where you are, okay?
There's another one in the wagon. Female with head trauma. She's conscious.
Hey. All right. Alex and the other nurses are on standby. I'll take her to the infirmary right now.
I'm coming with her.
And in comes Michonne.
You want to tell me what this is?
5 unknowns, all clean, one headed to the infirmary.
All clean? You sure about that?
Indeed. They're whistle-worthy, clean as a wise. They surrendered their weapons willingly and submitted to standard frisk procedure.
And why are they here?
My call.
It's not your call to make.
I decided. They needed help.
Judith, you know the rules. You all do.
Thing is, they're here now. And one was badly hurt. Sadiq's checking her out, but look, no disrespect, but maybe their fate is something we should decide together.
It'll be dark soon. First thing tomorrow, we can bring them before the council for a vote.
Okay. So they've got a council set up now. So it can't just be one person in charge.
Put them in holding.
Definitely seems like Denai has got things kind of turned around though from what Rick wanted. And they're just kind of not really willing to accept any newcomers now. At least not without a great deal of skepticism and maybe a due process. Which definitely makes sense considering everything they've gone through. But it's not what the idea was to have for Alexandria. I mean, Rick's idea was completely different.
That was for the boy. man you become.
You're acting like we'll never see each other again. I'll be back before the fair starts, right?
Ezekiel sending off Henry to Hilltop to train.
As my father said to me once, upon my departure from home, be respectful, responsible, kind, and be safe.
I will that, I promise.
I'd still feel better if Jerry I came with you.
You need to tend to things here. This fair is important.
If we could bring the communities back together as full partners, it would change everything.
We're
Alright.
gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine.
He sees the world as it should be, not as it is. He's a dreamer.
Wonder where he gets that from. Nothing wrong with that. This world could use a few more dreamers.
And a few more of those who pull us down from our flights of fancy like her. Toward Hilltop will be there for Henry.
I have some ideas.
I'm sure you do, my queen. I'm sure you do.
Very cool.
As you can probably tell from our turnout here, it's been a long time since we've seen new faces inside these walls. We're a fair community of decent-minded people, but we are not soft. And that's not going to change today. So let's begin. Which one of you is the leader?
What makes you think we have one?
Good point.
Did you know each other before?
No. It was Magna and then Yumiko first, and then Connie and Kelly, and then me, and then Brian. I'm sorry. Brian was the one that we lost yesterday. There were others, of course. But like Bernie, they just... they didn't make it.
Who were you before?
Me? Before all this? I was a music teacher.
Waited tables at a truck stop.
She said she was a journalist, but she was being modest. She exposed a bunch of sleazeball politicians and put them behind bars.
And you?
I was in high school, stressing about stupid shit that felt like the end of the world.
And who are you now?
A fighter.
She says she's my guardian angel, but really it's the other way around.
I guess I'm still a music teacher. Education never ends. Not even in the face of monsters and mayhem.
That's exactly what a teacher would say, too.
What did you do to survive?
What I had to. Anything I had to.
She says she never gave up, but me, I grew up.
I don't think I did anything special. I don't know what I did to deserve it. At first, I was just lucky. I was in the right place at the right time, and then I met the right people. Here's the thing: is that it's funny, but before all this, if you saw us all sitting at the same table at like a restaurant or a bar or something, you say to yourself, well, hey, maybe these people work together because we certainly don't have anything in common except for the fact that we're breathing. And it's a lot nowadays, right?
I like that.
Thank you. If that's everything, I'd like to motion for a vote.
I have a question.
The chair recognizes our fellow council person and head of security.
As a community, we want to be kind. We want to be generous. We want to be charitable. But, as we know, decisions like the one we are about to make can come with a heavy price. Can you show me your left hand?
Michonne, what are you doing?
Get that at a truck stop?
Screw you.
What is it?
You want to tell them?
Michonne, if you have something to say,
It's a prison tattoo. The 4 dots are the walls. The one in the middle is you, the prisoner. Hard time.
Look, just because she was a prisoner.
I can explain.
Or you want to tell the truth?
Yes.
And you have nothing to hide.
Nothing.
Put the knife on the table.
Denai's coming off hard as hell, man. Like, Michonne just ain't playing anymore.
I remember. And I know that you do too. So go ahead. Take your vote. I second the motion.
Hey! Can I ask you a question?
No.
Denai. Dude, Michonne's always such a hard ass now. You can tell she's just been completely jaded.
Turkey.
So, Magna, one of the newcomers, who is the daughter of the leader of the Whisperers, she had a knife kind of hidden in her belt buckle. She separated her belt buckle and there was a blade hidden in there. So it's really interesting to see how much Alexandria's changed, though, because I mean, they were all about inclusion and like getting people to kind of reform society and give everybody a chance.
Are structured like this.
And
CEO, employees,
I really don't
farmers,
understand
way
why
down.
they're bringing it back to now all of a sudden they don't want to deal with anybody anymore. I mean, I would imagine that, like, Michonne of all people, you know, considering she walked with Rick in this fight to get everybody together and to form all the rules for this community, like, she's just completely done a 180. Which you have to think is because of what happened to Rick. But I don't know if I like that turn, honestly. Like, just personal preference, like, for the character, I feel like that's just too extreme a change.
gave up on that thing.
I did.
Gabriel and Rosita.
I just keep thinking there's still people out there, people that we don't know about. With those survivors, I think Michonne's wrong. I think they're good people.
Yeah, I mean, prison doesn't mean shit without knowing the whole story, and Michonne knows it. She's got that crowd riled up on purpose. Ever since, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Talking about Michonne's changes.
They're here until the one in the infirmary is back on her feet. So, there's still time for her to change her mind.
Maybe. I was talking to Eugene. He thinks that if we went further out and set up a remote amplifier, we could boost the signal.
Yeah, but you know what Michonne's gonna say.
Security breach. Yeah, I know.
Plus, trying to find people and reach out to them with that thing, it's like stumbling around in the dark.
But think what we might find. Who we might find. What else might be out there?
Valid.
You stay here. Help with the new people any way you can. Me and Eugene, I'll worry about the daily boss.
You sure?
Oh. Okay, so apparently Gabriel and Rosita have gotten together.
Have I told you lately how amazing you are?
Yes. But if you want to keep saying it, I won't stop you.
It's funny, Gabriel's still got the whole priest thing going on, but he's already hooked up with Jadis and Sarita, or Rosita.
Talking to you and never hearing you answer. But I watched what you did to protect him. How nothing else mattered except him. And I need to be that now for them. And I know it's not what we planned. We wanted.
So Judith is like right there hearing Michonne talking to Rick. That's not there, of course.
You didn't have to go through Judith? It's almost time for your lesson. Your homework after that. Okay, Mom.
So Judith is realizing that Michonne's not quite all right now, too.
You sure this is right? Wasn't the turn off the hilltop a few miles back?
We're not going to Hilltop. Not yet.
So Carol and Henry are traveling, and some girl screaming he's running to save the day. That already smells like a setup. Yep.
My hero.
It's the Saviors.
Drop it.
Or the, what, you know, the group that used to be the Saviors.
Now, see, I was never too good at math, but I'm pretty sure there's more of us than you.
Oh, it's Jed.
Hey there, boss lady.
So, if you don't remember who Jed is,
Coming up on it soon. I got those certs on Scramble Up.
Who are you people?
Commercial. Jed is the guy that was causing problems at the camp at the first part of the season, and they kicked him out because he was just being a dick to everybody, and he was still in that savior mindset. It was the one that Carol saved, but she also, I think she pulled a gun on him at one point. And so, yeah, he got excommunicated. And so did a small group of the saviors that were with him.
If this were like most food commercials, we'd need to bring in a big truck with lots of lights, cameras, and equipment, and hire an actor to play a farmer, so we can...
So yeah, he's got a group of saviors, and apparently they had a trap sprung for Carol and Henry. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens there. Because on the one hand, she did kind of save his ass. On the other hand, I think she was kind of instrumental in him getting excommunicated too. So we have to wait and see what happens there. While this is commercial, I'm going to grab this water. Got something tickling in my throat. Don't you hate when that happens? So far this isn't bad though. I like the direction they're taking with most of the things that they're doing post Rick Grimes. Like you just got rid of the major character, but now you're adding in several more. So I think they did it like the right way.
You must really like Gabriel.
What?
Well, enlisting me as your accomplice in flouting security protocol to stand by your man, well, I take it as a sign of the seriousness of your intentions toward him.
Eugene, can we just focus on what we're doing?
Okie dokie. Machete wielding men of the cloth with zero depth perception aren't exactly a dime a dozen. I'll give you that. But that's not to say that there aren't other more viable selects available to you. Selects with equally distinctive qualities, belief systems rooted in facts and science versus fables and fairy tales, generally speaking.
Eugene likes Rosita. Aww.
Generally speaking, as I said.
Right. Well,
Which actually makes sense because, I mean, really, Eugene and Rosita have been traveling together since before they met up with Rick and his crew.
maybe hundreds heading east.
Lucky for us, west is where the deed gets done.
She had a concussion and she's a little dehydrated. But she could be back on her feet by tomorrow.
But should she be?
That's not for me to say.
So Sadiq, the doctor, taking care of Yumiko, and Magna's there.
Hey, Doc, what's your story? Were you here from the start?
No, I was a stranger. Someone they took in. But it was different then.
Okay. Hey, is there a reason that things changed?
There's a reason for everything.
Excuse me.
For what it's worth, kid, you didn't stand a chance. You begged a mile down the road.
Okay, here we are back to Carol and Henry and Saviors.
Sorry for the inconvenience. See, this really ain't my bag, but times have been tough ever since Sanctuary went bust. It's all we have in the world. We used to have more horses, but we got hungry.
joined one of the other communities?
That ain't really my bag either. Listen. You spared me back in the day, so I'm gonna offer you the same courtesy. Keep your wagon, your horses, your lives. Shit, you can keep your damn stick. What do I need with a stick? Everything else is ours, and that'll make us square.
Fine. Take it and go.
I think I'll have that rock on your hand, too.
Oh, he's gonna take the wedding ring off of Carol. Henry's getting pissed.
Henry, go!
I knew that shit was gonna happen. Henry attacked Jed. Jed threw Henry down.
Take it, it's yours.
Carol's just giving him the ring.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Alright, cool. They just walk away after that.
I meant to tell you, I really like what you've done with your hair.
Airplane A and Airplane B are 1,000 miles apart. If Airplane A is flying east at 500 miles per hour, and Airplane B is flying west at 650 miles per hour, how...
You know what? I would definitely recommend booking a seat on Airplane C.
Because that is shaping up to be one hell of a mid-air collision.
You gonna help me or what?
All right, let me ask you something. You ever seen an airplane fly in any direction at any speed?
No.
You think you ever will?
Probably not.
So what the hell difference does it make? See, math problems are supposed to apply to the real world. You want my help? Give me a question or a problem from right here, right now.
Judith and Negan.
You know the strangers we brought here yesterday? My mom's gonna make them leave.
Well, no, I didn't know. But let me guess. You being you want to help them.
I found them. I brought them here.
Let me tell you something. When I was about your age, I used to bring home stray dogs. My mom, she hated it. I never understood why. They always seemed so friendly and grateful. So one day, I brought home the wrong dog.
What happened? Did it bite you?
Not me. That dog killed all the other strays. Chewed off half my mom's ear when she tried to stop it. The thing is, that dog seemed just as friendly and grateful as the rest of them.
And what about after that? You ever bring home another dog?
Well, hell no. I wised my ass up.
Yeah. And look how great everything turned out for you.
Wait a minute, where are you going? I thought you wanted my help.
I do. But just with Matt.
Why just Matt?
Because it doesn't matter if you're a good or bad person on the inside. The numbers don't care.
Interesting. So Eugene's up in a water tower, putting like a transponder up there.
Slow and steady, easy peasy.
Sweet sassy mossy. Roll! Herd!
There's a herd of walkers not too far from him. And he's up in a water tower. And the horses just took off. So they got Eugene up there pretty good. He had an extension ladder that just fell, so he's got to jump.
Eugene!
My knee.
Keep a weight on it.
That's a serious and painful negative.
Bird must have flipped a hardcore U on the DL.
Use this as a crutch. We gotta go.
Damn it, man. It's a pretty big herd, too. Commercial. Okay, so they're up there trying to get that communication set up. Spot a herd. Dude's all the way up in the water tower, has to climb down, kicks his ladder down, has to jump, screws up his knee. He's using a shovel for a crutch, and they're getting chased by a large-ass herd now. I have a feeling this is going to be where they have to go down in the ditch and throw mud on their face when you first hear the
Like
whispers.
most food commercials, we need to bring in a big.
Like if you ever saw the preview, they go down in the ditch, they throw mud on their face, and then they're, you know, you got the whispers coming. You can hear them talking in the herd. I bet that's what we're coming up to. Which is funny because I actually thought that in the preview it was Daryl, but maybe it was Eugene. I know the chick was Rosita, but I thought it was Daryl. But maybe I was wrong. Commercials are kind of long. So that actually would be cool because you get Magna and her little group gets found by Judith Grimes. And really the same episode, you get introduced to the Whisperers. That would work out pretty great, honestly. Because there's got to be some kind of dynamic there with Magna and Alpha, which is the leader. And Magna's mom. Carol and Henry.
I don't get it. You didn't even try.
There's no point.
That's bullshit.
Henry.
No, there's right and there's wrong. You stand up for what's right and you fight what's wrong. You taught me that. And I remember when you did. What happened?
You. Someday you'll understand.
It's so funny. She reminds me so much of like Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween. Like the look with the long white hair.
I'm sorry. That Michonne set me up.
You screwed up, Magna.
We didn't know how things were going to play out. I wanted us to have options.
Hand it over.
What?
Yumiko's necklace, come on. Yeah, we noticed. Hand it over.
She had another hidden blade.
We can't just go back out there. Without horses or rig supplies, how long do we last?
For as long as we can, minute by minute, day by day, ride or die. Right? Same as always.
Right.
That worked out great. Weren't you right? If Bernie could see this place.
The new chick said, don't be an asshole to Magna.
You know he wanted us to have it, right?
We don't have a choice.
We fight. As always. We fight.
She's saying they got to this point for a reason, so leave her alone. The boy's asking her if they should try to convince Michonne, and she says, don't start with the lost causes.
Yes. Everything Pico talks about.
Listen to her, okay? She's right. We got little kids here. You want to fight debate style? Cool. All right, you want to fight? I say let's save it for somebody who deserves it, right? Yes? I get a yes vote on that? Yes. Kelly.
I like the new actors and actresses here.
Yes. Majority rules. Hand it over now.
Come on.
I do like the new actors.
Sleep on it. All right? You feel better about it in the light of day.
Alright, so now we're back to the Savior camp and they're all asleep. And Carol has got gas everywhere.
The ring I could let go? That stuff belonged to people I knew. People who went out and never came back.
We found that stuff. We didn't do anything.
You hurt my son.
I swear you'll never see us again.
I know.
Nice. So because of that, Carol goes to the Savior camp and literally just lights them all up.
If this were like most food commercials...
Yeah, you gotta love Carol, dude. She's always got something up her sleeve. That was pretty tight. I like that. I like how nonchalant she was about it too. He's like, you'll never see us again. She's like, I know. Throws the match, lights it up. Classic Carol. Honestly, dude, when she goes, that's going to be like one of the big sad parts, I think. Because she's been, like, the character you didn't see coming, like this, you know, abused housewife with this drunk asshole of a husband. He winds up getting bit, and then she has to learn how to survive on her own and becomes this, like, insane badass. And it's cool because, like, she gets underestimated at every turn and winds up doing shit like this. Very, very cool. Think this is back on here. So Magna's got a blade. She's outside Michonne's house. And then sees Michonne with someone else.
You missed one.
So she sees Michonne with the kid and then decides to knock on the door and hand Michonne the blade. Nice.
Thank you. You're right about me. I've done things. Terrible things. If I had all this, I wouldn't trust me either. We've all done things. Or else we wouldn't be here. It isn't always that easy to live with. It's better than losing everything.
Right on. So maybe they just had their first moment of like clarity there.
Judith Grimes.
You said Dad would have wanted me to have it. To protect myself and the people I love.
Yeah, he would have, but I'm the one who's supposed to be protecting you.
Is that why you're kicking them out? Because I think Dad would have wanted me to do what I did yesterday, too.
He would have been proud. Your brother, too.
Then why won't you help them?
You'll understand someday.
I know you talk to him sometimes. To Carl, too. I'm starting to forget their voices. I'm not trying to, but they keep fading away. I hope you can still hear them.
Kind of a nice gut check moment for Michonne.
I'm hungry now.
And it looks like Michonne had Rick's kid. I don't remember if they said anything about her being pregnant before or not, but looks like she's had a kid.
Let go. You did.
I'm holding your back. I cannot keep on keeping on. I'll gladly distract the dead while you vamoose, but there's something I've been working up the testicular gravitas to tell you. Something I've been holding inside of me for a really long time.
Shut up! Don't make this weird. We are making it. Come on. Now.
Don't make this weird. Of all times. That was tight.
Mom?
Yeah?
I'm sorry about what I said last night. And thank you.
It's okay. You're safe, and that's all that matters.
Henry looked down and noticed that she's got her ring back. Never count Carol out.
Where are you taking us? Seems like we've gone clear off the map.
Keep your eyes on the road, mister. I know where I'm going.
No, but... Whoa!
Daryl. Carol went looking for Daryl.
Need a ride, stranger?
Yeah, so Daryl's definitely off the grid, man. Like, he's close by the communities, but he's doing his own thing for sure. So Michonne, it's got the camera facing her back, and she dropped like a robe on the bed, and she's got a huge scar in the shape of an X on her back. So apparently there's some kind of significance to that. Because they just did another shot of it. She's putting on one of Rick's shirts. Yeah, there's got to be some kind of significance because they focused on that X scar like 3 shots.
Sorry, guys. If I knew we were going to be booted as soon as I recovered, I would have hit my head a bit harder.
You know, it's not too late.
Magnus volunteering to hit her again so we can stay.
Doc. Thank you. Thank you for your hospitality. Especially you. Thank you.
He's talking to Judith.
Change your plans. There's a place a lot like this one. The leader might take you in. I'll escort you personally. Talk to her.
You're gonna take them to Hilltop?
With you. You gotta keep an eye on your patient till we get there.
Okay. So that's a nice medium.
Good luck.
Trying to teach
Oh, we're going in.
Judith a little bit of sign language there, and it didn't work out so well. Okay, so Michonne will take him to Hilltop.
Over.
Yeah, this is the scene where they go down into the ditch, cover themselves with mud. Yeah, so they're freaking out because they can hear the conversation going on in between the walkers. So, alright. So they don't really introduce the Whisperers except for that little bit that you get from the first trailer. Yeah, dude. But at least we know we've got Magna in there now. And we've definitely had our first contact with the Whisperers. So it's going to be really fun to see what they do next week. And I like the fact that they are making it something that, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, even though Rick's gone and like the major character, they're still keeping it interesting. They're doing new things with the season now, and I like that. I think you got to have something new. So I liked it. I'll do my review here in a second, and we'll go from there.